Morning, Om Shanti, all greetings. Welcome from here. Great to be connected with this opportunity through technology at this time. And it'd be great to be reminded where everyone is joining from. Maybe it's also good afternoon, good evening for some. I hope the sound is clear. Fine, thank you. I find this topic very energizing about taking initiative. So we'll be understanding a bit more the background, but in a way, a simple statement from the knowledge. The one that takes initiative is Arjuna. And whatever situation, wherever we are, we all have this power to take initiative in whatever we're trying to achieve. And I will share a quote from Walt Disney. He said, "The way to get started is to quit talking and begin doing." It's good that we do talk also, but at some point it becomes a contradiction into a action speak louder than words. This is interesting by Peter Drucker. He is a management consultant and author, and he said the best way to predict the future, what would you say would be the best way to predict the future? The best possible way to predict the future is to create it, is the rest of the quote, exactly. Yeah, so we're all in tune. So we are the creators. If we're in line with truth, we will be also creating the world of truth. So welcome to those who've just joined. We'll see if Prashant is ready, and welcome in. Good morning. I probably can't unmute. Okay, better give you that permission. Good morning.
Hello and good morning. Appreciate your joining this theme, and definitely by the end of today we will have few areas to take initiatives. But we'll start with the minute of silence. For us, this minute is a rich minute because in 1 second we use the best sight, best intellect, and the game changes. Because we see a different reality altogether. It is like coming out of the dream and you are in the waking reality. And completely separated from the dream world. There is no extension from the dream into the waking world. And in the waking world is the true self. And this is the world with God. Thank you. The encouragement for those who want to take initiative and come in the light, and you are encouraged to take part through your sound and your typing and messages. I'll be using the board. Then the subject of initiative. First, we need to know what initiative, why we understand the present situation, and then we all will know also which direction we are going. And the most important thing for us in any of this is see our starting position. And the starting position of all of us is immensely beautiful. That is why we can create heaven. If the innately everyone was not deity, we can't create deities. We can't create heaven. Here we are understanding that everyone is good. And so, what happens when everyone is good? Let us try. To begin with, each and everyone is immortal. We all are immortal. That changes the game completely. In other words, all our unpleasant sanskaras and tendencies, habits, something that we do not like in ourselves, its origin is fear. We are afraid of that. Human beings commit sin because of this, that they may die. And there is no immediate problem, but maybe tomorrow, maybe in some form, if they may die or their ego may die. So we have created such complications as a result. Here you are realizing that you are immortal. Your world is immortal, and everyone else, your family, everyone is safe. That changes the game completely. We are just seeing this. This is not a deep level of meditation, but we are just realizing the, the spiritual truth. We all know it, but still it needs emerging. And we are understanding, okay, if we are all safe and forever safe, and the second aspect, nothing can harm these souls. Nothing can harm you, even the slightest. The floods can come and the fires can be there. Nothing can harm you, even the slightest. It is almost like all these things happen in a theater. If you are watching a film, on the screen there is fire, on the screen there is a war. It is on the screen, it is not, that story doesn't affect you. So also here, there is lots going on. We totally agree with that. There is a drama, high drama, low drama that is non-stop happening there. But that is not your problem. You are understanding that you are 100% beyond harm. If the fire cannot harm you, someone's words are less likely to harm you. So, question to you: who is harmed? Who feels harmed? People spend their whole life worrying about, that they may get a harm. So, who is it that gets harmed? And what is happening?
Ego, ego feels it. Ego.
Yeah. So, ego is the one that is quick at taking offense, quick at giving offense. So some word from someone can hurt the ego. So here we are just reminding the basics. Basics things are good, and now we are also realizing that this whole physical world is is a there. It is separate from you. You are separate. You may come in close contact with it. You are not just watching the film, you are even acting in the film. But the film is 100% separate from you. Your world is separate, and story world is separate, 100% free. Different reality. There can't be mixture of your world with the story world. So it is not just like another country and you go there and come back. Here it's a different reality. Reality means there can't be exchange of any kind. You can't bring gold from a story into your world. That remains there, it remains here. And when you understand you are so safe and so secure, even as we are hearing it, try and get a feel of it, experience it. Who is saying all this? The invisible soul, invisible prince is feeling this, understanding that he himself is immortal and his world is eternal. Different level we are experiencing it, but we try to emerge that understanding, awareness, and everyone is safe. So what are we doing? If someone is rushing, he thinks something is so desperate, he wants a promotion. What is it all happening? Why are people doing what they are doing? Why? We need to question this. And I know here what is the priority now. If we wake up to this whole picture, now we also see that there is another game going on here in this scheme of things. And the game is that there is this gravity. We can call it gravity of Maya. There is a pull, constant. This pull starts from the first day of the golden age. It is not a gravity, physical gravity of the earth, but this is the gravity of Maya. And it wants to draw you into this box, cardboard box. This whole physical world is like this sophisticated cardboard. So if someone is getting addicted to some drugs, someone is addicted to food, it is the same gravity of Maya that is acting. Gravity is acting, but still there are satellites there in the sky. They are not drawn down because there is power. If we broadly call it, as long as they stay in that, they don't get pulled down. They choose the right position and sufficiently beyond the pull of the gravity, then something similar can happen here. If this invisible prince is is awake, conscious of his world, and understands down below is a cardboard world, he doesn't get drawn by this gravity. If there is some emptiness, then he gets drawn into this gravity. Something missing, then he gets drawn. This has got something to offer to him. More he discovers there is inner fullness, he got everything, then he doesn't get drawn in this. It is there. Gravity will be acting. So there comes a time when this gravity, the pull, um, ayas, power, it works. And more he gets trapped in this world of cardboard, he's confused. There are a few things that happen to him. He's confused. He's trapped. He's in bondage. He is deceived. He gets disconnected from his own world. He becomes unconscious. And when he's unconscious, his enemy, Mr. Ego, becomes the king. And this is the state we all are in. 100% of the population is in this situation where their enemy, that is ego, that is what we call Ravan. Ravan is all these different identities put together. These are all heads of Ravan. Conscious, he becomes conscious. It is not academic. This ego is conscious. Okay, there is ego, there is Ravan. Ravan is in charge of the life. He takes decisions for you, me. Ravan is the one who is representing us. It appears completely normal. And Ravan is embodiment of ignorance, virtually opposite of Ram. God is embodiment of wisdom, knowledge, truth. Ravan is embodiment of ignorance. It also means it appears totally normal. If you tell him about truth, he feels that is so ridiculous. He wants to believe that that cardboard, temporary world, that is his world. The body is him. He is Mr. Mr. and Miss Cinderella. And he owns things within that temporary world. He's However ridiculous it is, but that is his life. That is the way he sees things. That is Ravan. He suffers also, but no problem. One can say Ravan is shameless and senseless. Shameless because here we are dealing with a foreign world. It is blatant. For the soul, it is blatant. This is a foreign world, and it is a fictional world. Foreign world, even children, if they go to someone else's house, they got some manners how they deal with someone else's house, someone else's possessions. They don't need to be told even. They're careful. Here, Ravan comes in this foreign world with full right. He's the busy building fence and claims this and ready to bite anybody, touches anything. He absolutely believes in it, shamelessly claiming things. So shameless and senseless. That is Ravan. He gets kicked out. He's claiming it. At any time, he may be kicked out. He screams, but he never gives up his ignorance. And this Ravan is ruling the lives of everyone. This applies to you, me. And what Baba is doing here is bringing about a shift from this Ravan's rule of our mind and life to the prince, soul prince wants to make this soul conscious. Now we hear this knowledge, we hear again and again from many aspects, and we hear many aspects are repeated also. Baba tells some basic things maybe 10 times every Murli. But what is happening in our spiritual journey? What is happening? This soul to whom Baba is speaking, he is not conscious. And Ravan, who truly doesn't want to become unconscious, Ravan, who doesn't want to go, he is the one who listens. This is what we are. This is the situation we are in. The ego within us is the one who listens to knowledge. And then ego has no problem. He wants to be spiritual and he wants to be seen as nice. Ego just means he is projecting it on the Cinderella. Here is Cinderella. Ego is abstract, but it is based on something. Ego is like identification. So it is based on something in the drama, but lots of focus is on the Cinderella. And in this case, Prashant, in your case, whatever. And that is where ego wants to glorify that role. Ego wants to make Cinderella holy. Ego wants to make Cinderella into spiritual person, make Cinderella soul conscious. But one thing ego doesn't want to do is remove ego. So it doesn't want to do slightest harm to ego. He wants to make the ego bigger. That is the real program of ego. So he will, even in the spiritual life, he will use things. Ego will try to get something, little bit appreciation, little bit praise, little bit endorsement of something at the drama level, because that will make ego feel better and it will nourish the ego even more. Such is the starting position for all of us. The success for us is to remove the ego. Success for us is to, that is the reason we are here, to get the soul, the invisible prince, to make him conscious. Yeah, let us hear from you.
Great to hear your thoughts. Meanwhile, was just pondering whether ego making spiritual effort is less dangerous than ego wanting to be um, bigger in Cinderella, ego wanting to make Cinderella soul conscious, um, as if Baba knows that is going to happen. I wonder if, in one sense, a less dangerous form, in another sense, more dangerous because it's more deceptive.
Yeah, deceptive. We have reached here, so that is a good news. Whatever the reason, and but now the next step for us is the remove the ego. That is where the initiative is required. The real initiative is here that is required is soul becoming conscious and remaining conscious. Instead of ego-based effort, bringing it to the soul-based effort. So let us create this few minutes of this attention on this based on what we spoke so far. And in the next few minutes, maybe 4 minutes, maybe long 4 minutes, we take 4 steps. Step one, I will first tell what are the 4 steps, and then we will practice 4 steps. Step one is realization. We are just reminding our wonderful truth. What we were saying, just reminding ourselves that this is the journey of the invisible prince. Soul is a prince. He is from the family of King of Kings. We are reminding the amazing truth that this prince has. That's all. And he's just passing through this story. The story is totally separate from him. We are understanding this. So that is step one. But we also understand that this prince is not even conscious now. And the ego is sort of absolutely living in that story, claiming things, that shameless and senseless ego ruling in that little pond called the story. Step two for us, we want to direct our attention back to the supreme home. Just that's all. Attention is directed there. When ego is the king and when Ravan is in charge, 100% of our thoughts are about this story, this cardboard world. We use the word pond. This is not central. This is not even our world. It's a foreign world. There is our family and our father, and there are a lot of other things more important for us. But Ravan has nothing to do with your real world. Ravan is just interested in this cardboard club. So day in and day out, he just thinks about petty things, churning. There is nothing called waste thoughts. They are all very, very important for Ravan. The 10 heads of Ravan are competing to create these thoughts. So this is what is going on. They all feed these different heads of Ravan. And in that environment, soul consciousness is not possible. It absolutely suffocates the soul. That Just like in some environment, you get headache. This environment of the Ravan passion, in that environment, all of a sudden you cannot, soul cannot breathe even. But what is possible for us is direct our attention beyond the story. Use little bit of our power to stay in that supreme home, supreme sky. This environment of the supreme home favors the soul. And in that environment, soul can become conscious. As if you need a sky, that space, for the soul to use its wings. Otherwise, you can't use wings. Soul understands his immortality and his existence and his perspective, his family. It all becomes immersed. And in that awake state, he can come in the story and know the physical world for what it is. He comes as a soul. He comes as a traveler. He comes as a guest. He doesn't belong to this physical world. His map is different. His positioning is different. We are using this very neutral word, the word I. We avoid all these four steps. We avoid the word I. The reason we avoid the letter I, because the I is very pleasant for ego. Ego likes this letter. And when we use it, ego still gets some commission. We may use it with the soul meaning, but ego gets mixed. And that reduces the experience. So let us come to the four-step experience. Step 0 is our posture. We just see that our body is comfortable, good posture. We are free to keep the eyes closed if the need be. Step 1, we are reminding that this is the journey of the invisible prince. It is not a journey of Prashant or anyone else. It is not a journey of Cinderella. The main player here is that tiny point, invisible prince. And he has the family, and he belongs to the family of God. This is not a deep meditation. We are just reminding what we already know. This is world that is eternal, eternally beyond harm. Everything is non-cardboard. Here, the world is not of cardboard. That's why we call it invisible. But for us, it is so obvious and normal. So this is step 1. We also know there is a cardboard. There is non-cardboard world and there is a cardboard world. Now, step two, we want to direct our attention to that supreme home of ours with concentration. We see this sky region of light. World that is timeless. Attention is in that sky beyond, and during this time we engage engage in this world. When we engage, it means there are no other thoughts, as if we are in that region of light, far beyond. World of silence, world of perfection, world of the family, perfection, all are perfect. Self is perfect, home is perfect. This is the Ravan free region. No vibrations of desire, no vibrations of disappointment. We are just directed, our attention is directed to this region. And we are in that sky. Even as we hear the words, we do not let go of that light and color of that sky. We understand the reality of this world. It is not just a meditation experience. This is the real world. We understand the importance of this world. This is the home. Home is important. We understand the eternity of this world. This is the home of the family, divine souls, and the Father, the Supreme Soul. At this level, all are like tiny living stars, and it is totally normal. In this environment, in this alokik environment, spiritual environment, the true self wakes up. True self. And for him, it is normal to be like a point, to be the presence, invisible presence. It is normal. To be immortal is normal. Completely independent from that little story, like a little pond there that appears so normal. To belong to that sky, that is where it belongs. It appears so natural. To belong to that family of souls appears normal. Belong to God and loved by God. Worthy to have the company of God appears normal. It's a new start. The true self is not the extension of Cinderella. Cinderella is separate. There is a script in the story. True self is separate. As he continues on the journey in the sky, on earth, he understands his complete independence. He understands his immortality. Thank you. You want to add anything? Maybe we'll hear some thoughts from Sarah.
You must hear from others, but I was just looking into, the reference point of taking the initiative. And Bob is very sweet when he expands on it. He says, do not look at others. Do not look where the others are becoming Arjuna. And this tendency in body consciousness to look at others. And this is the whole point. But maybe there's a question to understand. One aspect is we look for validation from others. Maybe it's from the whole group. Are we doing things right? Or from a senior in our could be in the workplace, it could be in the family, and it could be here also. Um, is seeking validation necessarily wrong? Because it's obviously a sign that we haven't quite um, secured ourselves. We really want to have validation only from the Father, but yeah, just exploring this. One of the symptoms is looking at others, and maybe one aspect is the validation. So, any thoughts on that?
Yeah. Now, what we are doing here, making the main thing, which means first we have to get the invisible prince in place. Once he's in place, then let us see if there is still validation required. What happens after that? Let us see. If Ravan is in charge, then everything is upside down. So there it will present with one style or other style. Even if he is saying God, 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 even that is wrong. As we said, Ravan is also doing lots of Ram, Ram, chant is coming from Ravan. But everything of his is wrong because he himself is upside down. So this is our focus. Let our let us make the main thing the main thing, and it automatically puts many things right.
Someone's commented, attention on the real world is such a good practice. Um, Someone is asking how to help an agitated patient, say you might be in a hospital, become free from the Ravan and body consciousness.
How to free someone else
If
from
they're,
that body conscious.
yeah, if they're experiencing
Yeah, yeah.
agitation.
No, what we do, we have to solve our life in a drama that whatever the style it is, we do this. That's a part in the drama. At the same time, we want to work at another level, different level. And we want to free ourselves from Ravan. We want to free everyone from Ravan. Not just the patient, but can be doctors also in the hospital. They've all got Ravan, and we want to help everyone become free from Ravan. And you got a big program for that. That plan is there. Baba has got a plan for that, and you are working for that plan. That is another department. But in the duty, when you are doing the duty, you have to deal with that situation there, whatever way you feel is practical. That's separate. That's a part in the drama. You have to deal with that part. As the deeper change will happen in us, as we go up the spiral, and this is our homework. We ourselves go up the spiral. Then you will be more effective in making it easy for others to change also. But we start wherever we are, we start the process.
Feels like if the main thing is the main thing, from that space, the right words will come at the right time in the right way. But perhaps it's backed with knowing they're very fortunate. So you're, um, whatever it is, maybe it's a hint. It could be something that is said, but you're listening in to what might be helpful. But if you're free, you're more likely to access that, perhaps.
Yeah. Just want to bring in one more aspect in, in our initiative, the, the challenge we are taking. I'll tell one question one philosopher asks. What's the difference between optimist and pessimist? This is the question he asks. What's the difference between optimist and pessimist? And how will you answer this? Do you have pessimists in your town?
Someone's just saying no, no one is realist, so just we know the glass half full, glass half empty, or maybe glass is too big.
Hmm.
And a pessimist looks negatively at situations, half empty. Optimist looks to the positive, seeing the good side of the situation, like the benefit is the optimist.
Yeah, sure.
Egoless.
Now, in this case, that person makes a joke. He says, optimist wakes up in the morning and says, good morning, God. Pessimist wakes up and says, good God, morning. For the pessimist, morning is a problem, evening is a problem, come home is a problem, go to work is a problem. Everything he's busy solving problems. Same life given to the optimist, he says life is a wonderful, wonderful opportunity. It is a wonderful gift. Same life, but it's amazing. Everything is so nice. And what is the difference? What makes the difference? When same person can go from one phase to the other, it is based upon where we are in that spiral. The spiral that you see here, at what level we are. If we cross this line, dotted line, then we become good God, morning. If we are above the line, we become good morning God. So there is definite cutoff point. And if you cross that line, then everything is different. We see things differently. Now let me, this particular point gives us a very, very useful insight into our world and what we are dealing with. And the psychology, human psychology. If you give a toy to a person, you know, toy, you know, and he will love it. He will think it is amazing toy. But if it was a bomb, then he will not say it is a amazing toy. Immediately the attitude is different. You know, say here is an object, toy. Here is a toy. You know, and if he understands this can harm him, then you are your mind. You are seeing things. You think of it, it will give you sorrow. You think of it, it will give you anxiety. You know, you think of it after 10 years, you will get nightmares because it is harming you, potentially harming you. But the same thing, it may be in the shape of the machine gun even, but there is no harm. It cannot harm you. It becomes a toy. The same object becomes a toy. People buy toys in the form of guns. And what has changed? All that has changed is it cannot harm you. The moment it cannot harm you, it becomes a toy. I hope I'm clear. Same thing happens to human beings. You know, Can be a dog, can be an animal, creature. And a dog, if he cannot harm you, he becomes your friend. You want to feed him, you want to take him for a walk, you create time for him because it cannot harm you. If it can harm you, if it's going to bite you, you won't be feeding him. You will, your whole attitude will be different. The moment you think of him, even you won't see him as a friend. Now let us see, our whole human world. We show this world in the image of this box. So this is our whole world. How are we seeing this world? What is our attitude towards this world at present time? Are we seeing this as a toy, as a world with our friend? Or how are we seeing this world? Truth is that when we cross that dotted line, when we cross the dotted line, and when Ravan is in when Ravan is the king, Ravan sees that this world deprives him. He may be attached to it, he is sort of drowning into it, but whatever he sees, he knows that potentially it can harm him. Things are going to disappear and things are going to give him sorrow. You know, everything, whatever he sees, potentially is a object, as a threat for him, in a small way or big way. More he is attached, more he feels this world is the problem. People are problem. They can physically harm him, but they can also disappear. Someone loves you, someone absolutely loves you, but he can disappear. And Ravan sees this box that is here. It is a box of sorrow. That is the way Ravan is the one that has crossed that dotted line. Is the embodiment of that. In that it cannot go beyond on the other side of the line. If we see that dotted line, Ravan cannot go on the other side. Ravan is the embodiment of this. That's why Baba calls this the land of sorrow. From Papage onwards, this is the land of sorrow, Dukhdam. Because it is not giving sorrow, in the Psalms. There is no torture chamber, but the perspective of Ravan is this is dangerous. This can harm us. And we are just used to that. That's why we are busy building castles and protecting ourselves in every possible way. And it manifests in different ways. We are defending ourselves. Each and everyone, human being, animal, everyone is busy trying to protect themselves from each other, protect themselves from the elements, protect themselves from this so-called world. And the world is here to give us sorrow. That is the way Ravan says. Ravan is hardwired to see himself as a victim. Now, it also means very interesting thing that happens if you come on the other side of the line. When the soul becomes conscious, and the soul is conscious, what happens? Soul who is conscious, he feels he is beyond harm. Nothing can harm him. Death cannot harm him. The people cannot harm him because ego is not there. He's detached, detached, detached. But detached means he's free from it. He doesn't expect anything. No one can disappoint him. There is no betrayal. There is no sorrow. Just like there are many stories, so also there's another story. In the story, there are fire and there is flood and there's war. There's story, but it cannot harm anyone. And that is the way soul is seeing this world. It cannot harm. And what happens when you feel this world cannot harm you? What happens to that whole world? How do you see it? Do you want to tell? We said we saw it as danger when we crossed the line. When you come on the other side of the line, in the moment you realize this world cannot harm you,
Like a toy.
it becomes a toy. Can you imagine? This whole universe becomes a PlayStation, a toy. Attitude is shift of attitude, the major shift. Everything is there for your entertainment. Full stop. Now it is not. We don't say this is the Iron Age. No, it is a PlayStation. That is the way it is. It cannot harm anyone. It cannot harm you. Different plots. There is in Golden Age one kind of plots, Iron Age different plots. And and body, many things may happen to the body here, and many things can happen immediately around. But this invisible prince, he knows he's lucky. He's lucky forever. One the quantum physicist by name Fred Alan Wolf, based in San Francisco, and he says a big miracle is right in front of your nose. And it's quite extraordinary to grasp it. That big miracle is right in front of our nose. And this is the attitude and perspective of the invisible prince. Big miracle. This moment, see just wherever we are, just we look, open our eyes. And if we see anything, see the stone and see the tree and the wind, things move with the wind, and some sound comes, everything appears like a miracle. And then there are bodies, and this body, we can move this body. Then the next moment is another gift, and next moment is another gift. He he doesn't cling to anything, he doesn't want to grab anything, doesn't want to claim anything, but he is finding it the biggest wonder, biggest gift. Universe. This whole universe is like a toy, a gift. He is not going to say, "Oh God," in any situation. He is never a victim in any situation. His positioning is different. No one can have a higher quality of life than him. When there goes someone who has crossed a line with Ravan, just he's collecting more gold. Do you think he's having higher quality of life? Because he possibly is going further down. If anyone is in a reverse gear, more success, it takes him further down in a wrong direction. So that is like the unfortunate. If someone is in that reverse gear and gets more success, there is nothing to be proud of, or something to be happy about. It is mercy. But if someone changes the direction, they are lucky. You have all praise for them. Changing the direction. Sooner or later, they will get there. The direction is right. Now, in this direction, the initiative is, we know it. We are discussing, talking, and possibly we all speak about these things to others. But initiative, why are we emphasizing this initiative factor? Because this Mr. R is going to constantly block your effort at every level. It will distort it. Instead of helping you come in the right space, it will make it ego-based effort that will go on for a while, ego-based, or mixed effort that will go on for a while. It just delays the whole game. So if you take the initiative to keep it clean, soul-based, but checking it, that it is clean, not mixed with the ego. Even when you are doing it, 1 minute, let it be quality. This is where the one our effort is required. And second, to remain there, to stay there. This is like the biggest necessary areas. If anyone wants to take initiative, we will address few areas where we need to take initiative. But this is, let us do the main thing, let us get this right first. The soul is conscious and not mixed, and soul is experiencing his world. He is very, very lucky, not because the PlayStation is wonderful. That is not his reason for, but he is very, very lucky because his world is a wonderland. His life is with God, and his family is divine, royals, and immortal and harmless, and they all are beyond harm. In the region of love, if anyone is like this, harmless, and as we saw, even with dog and creatures, animals, we love them. And here, human beings, when you understand they are beyond harm and harmless, they can't, they are childlike, all, and forever they're like this. It becomes a region of immense love, a world of God and world with God. Love is a very dominant factor at that level. And it is ours. We don't have to be apologetic to be in this. We don't need to have 10 steps to experience it. But it is ego who will not be able to experience it. Ego can talk about, word can have the words, but the experience will not be there. So this is why we have to make it soul-based effort. Some whatever is required. This is an area where some refinement is necessary, but accuracy is necessary. If you do this, you are contributing in a highest possible way to this planet and the human race. This initiative, and that's we are talking about, no one can block you. If you want to do this, no government can stop you. No, no king can stop you. No neighbor can do. It is each one's choice. But you can prevent it to yourself. You become the enemy or you become your own friend in this. So let us hear some thoughts from you.
Yeah, thank you. There are a few questions.
Yeah, sure.
This meditation, 4 steps, can it be reached when we are in this world, or will it be reachable only when the whole world has changed? Maybe changed in itself or in consciousness. The question clear?
Yeah, yeah. No, this is like a nice way to bring about change in the world. It is it is like a 4 steps, 4 minutes. We each time we are practicing it, then that will the soul, we are creating this new habit, soul becoming conscious, as if a new track is opened and it becomes easier to come back in that space.
There isn't anything to harm us. Why would we look to solve problems? Example, I think self-defense. Or is this just to help a thought process without becoming dramatic and to prevent negativity? Is the question clear?
Yeah, we will be seeing things very differently. Right now, there is so much going on. The way we understand things, we we create a problem of nothing, is in a sense, and then we try to solve it. But when we come in full light, we will see things differently. Our notion of how to deal with the life and world will be very different. It will be more like a play, like a PlayStation, it is a play. You say if you are playing cricket, you got rules and you you defend and you work to get success, victory, but all along it's a play. There is no inner feelings of uh, panic or revenge. Those feelings are not playful.
So maybe as
It's a play.
something you do to fulfill a role, but if you get totally thwarted, it's like another joke. You feel no compulsion, there's no defense. It's just a game energy.
Yeah.
There's a role to play, but there's no feeling of vulnerability, perhaps. It'd be interesting to hear if there's any follow-up on that. Maybe another question.
Hmm.
How can I distinguish Ravan in all acts when he has become so ethereal? And when I act in the Lokic world, of course, we want to act in a good way, and we sort of feel we're following the right direction. Is it clear?
Yeah. We recognize it once there is a contrast. So more we nourish that higher consciousness, then this will stand out. And more we remove it, we can recognize the subtle other forms of Ravan. It is going up the spiral is a nice game for us.
Yeah, when you see light, you can recognize all the shades of grey very easily. Yeah, there are no other questions right now.
Sure. Are we making rooms?
Room break, yes, it's a good time. And a question that you might like to formulate to begin the rooms?
What is the initiative you are taking? What is your initiative?
Mm. What is the initiative you are taking? It's nice to make a little list even. Yeah. To become Arjuna?
Yes. Who wants to become Arjuna?
Okay, we'll just pop that in. Quite straightforward, but it certainly may start the discussion. So we, as always, chance to share, and just a reminder to give chance to others, and keeping with the topics discussed. And if you're in the wrong room or something, you can click a help button. We'll see you in just over 10 minutes. Thank you. Hello, warm welcome back. I hope you had a chance to share. It's great a moment together for the experience of this positioning, this clarity. Thank you. Let's enjoy these moments. I'm going to share a few lines from Murli, Aviat Murli of April 14th, 1994. Bapdada now wishes to have such a group of those who are constantly Arjuna, those who take responsibility for their minds, their thoughts, their words, and their connections. Whatever I do, not the body conscious I, but whatever I, an elevated soul, do, others who see me will do the same. Whoever takes the initiative is Arjuna. It has been remembered the first number is Arjuna, the alokik being. Bapdada now wishes to see such a group. Do not look at the things that come up. Do not look at others. Do not listen to the wasteful things that others relate. Simply be alokik beings, those who have the alokik sparkle of divinity in their thoughts, words, and deeds. This is known as being Arjuna, an alokik being. Will such a group be prepared this year or next year? All those who wish to come in this group, raise your hands. I have to become this. I am Arjuna. Shanti. See some hands raised. Good. It's such an energy, isn't it? It's really like this. Really, I feel like Baba will back everything that we do for this positioning. So very nice. Yep. Get the hands raised on Zoom as well. Keep.
Thank you. The most uh, stubborn area where we really need the attention, as we are seeing here, is the shift from that body conscious eye to soul conscious eye. And right now, if Prashant is talking, and that is happening in the story, and there is an I who identifies with this role and constantly guarding it. That I is there, and we need to observe. Each one of us need to observe. And there is another I who is the witness, who is just passing through this story, who is not part of this story. We are friends of that I, the one who is the witness, and he is a musafir, he is a traveler. And by witness, we are meaning he is 100% free from this. He is not extension of anything from the story. His world is a separate world. Let us grasp that perspective. Let us get a glimpse of that. And our aim is to nourish it. It may be very splitting. It is certainly not that body conscious I. We are not going to make it holy. And that body conscious, that is body conscious I that will stay there. But we are working with the witness who is from a different world and different start, different game. And because he's so free from it, its starting position is different. It is viceless. For him, this whole physical world is what we use the word cardboard. And that includes everything, including this gathering and role. Everything is part of that. Cinderella is part of that. It's 100% free. And moment we start from that position, then everything else becomes an experience, whether it is company of God, worthiness, and love, everything that is natural for the soul conscious I. It is natural. All along, this body conscious I wants to go on the other side. That is the interference everyone will have to face. That is where the initiative is required. To first to observe this contrast between these two. So we want to experience soul and we want to maintain it. Stay there. And I might encourage you that at least from today and tomorrow, from now on, keep a keep a paper with you, small chart, and every hour uh, give a score. It can be A, B, C, D. Your aim is for the soul to remain conscious all the time. Drama goes on, like right now Prashant is speaking. That is going on. But at the same time, we are having this witness, invisible witness, who is just passing through, who is completely separate from this. He is alive or he is not alive? This is a question. Our aim is to keep him alive all the time. And based on that, give yourself the grade A, B, C, D every hour. It may be whatever the grade, but if you are giving the grade next hour, there will be attention. And if that grade is not given, there will be many hours may go past with a different grade. And opportunities, this is a time of opportunities. This sanskar has to be created that goes with us from today to tomorrow. What we heard today in today's blessing is like a seed. If there is a seed, but if it is not taken to the next level, you don't get a fruit. A seed by itself is no, it has got no flowers, nothing. But if you take it to the next level, then down the line it will give you know, so many attainments. So also here, this understanding is there. Understanding is we get full marks for understanding. The next level is to experience. And in this case, the emphasis is we understand first exactly what it is, what we are going to practice during these next 2 days. If that foundation is right, then our initiative in service and our initiative in dharana and everything else, everything is divinized. Because that true self is divine. Very excellent. Let us hear some thoughts from you.
While others are reflecting, it's just thinking in that passage about not listening to waste. The more we know the contrast for ourselves, we know it for others. So we know that we can put into context the pettiness is coming from that seed of insecurity. So we have to be the bigger angel, as it were, in any interaction or situation that might come, like not in a patronizing way. It's knowing the other is angel. They may not be experiencing it, so other things, whether it's jealousy or jealousy, maybe one huge area. Even in the effort making, community can come, but to be the bigger angel, to take a step back if whatever's serving the efforts of a collective movement, but to never lose the dana and the respect and yeah. Earlier you were sharing about the box being a place of it's not a toy for Ravan. So, but I was thinking for Ravan, it doesn't start with unhappiness. Uh, Sometimes it's been shared, first Ravan is mad. So he takes happiness from it, but it's more like the bait happiness. And that is in a way he's enjoying it, but then he gets trapped because it's happiness of limited things. So then he becomes bad and sad. Do you have any comments on this idea or
Sure.
questioning? Is it really just negative for Ravan?
Yeah. Any Prashant comes with the board always. So here is our world. Ravan, if we are using the word Ravan, Ravan necessarily means ignorance. And in this case, the big ignorance is he he thinks this world in some way is his world. That is the biggest ignorance. He doesn't see it as story. You know, and the moment he has gone into first attachment, it can be a broken pot. He has created first attachment. He is into the victim mode. Poor me. Tomorrow, someone might break it even more. Someone has broken it already. So he's in the victim mode. That's all. He's not actively thinking of it. There are lots of other things going on. Christmas is coming. He's busy organizing Christmas and eating cakes. But subconsciously, that drop of poison has come of the victim. And that drop of poison prevents him from experiencing the wonder, both of the sky and of the earth. Just as we often say, glass of milk, if there's one drop of poison, it spoils milk. The reason we are not appreciating the wonder of this, a big miracle is in front of us. How many people actually experience the miracle in it, and in the gift, this moment, the body, everything is a gift as it comes. It is the different story. They may know about it also, but still that the experience of the miracle and wonder is less because subconsciously this Ravan is hardwired for that drop of poison victim. He sees himself as a victim. And that just stops it. Once you bring a drop, it is not a miracle anymore. It is not a toy. It is a danger. That mode takes over. We said the optimist and the pessimist, you cross the point. There is a cutoff point. Once you go on the other side, then you are a pessimist. You are not an optimist anymore. Same thing happens in our human psyche. We have crossed that line. That's why Baba calls it land of sorrow. World is outside. Not because of that. The people are in the lower chamber in their mind. They are into the pessimist mode, and then they are not seeing the toy. They are not seeing the PlayStation. But it also means we have the option to come on the other side, and that is the game here. But for that, the big reason Baba says today in the Murli we said, see but do not see. So this world come out of this our Ravan's obsession. Our big success here is to reduce Ravan and to remove Ravan. And the same world may continue. The confluence age is the same world, but you are experiencing the diamond age. It is not a land of sorrow for those who are on the other side of the line.
It's really helpful, the contrast, isn't it? It's unbelievable for this without drop of poison. Yeah, it's a world of disbelief, kind of touches on it. May I ask another question?
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes in the research into NDEs, near-death experiences, they actually feel that the body or the brain is restricting the capacity of the soul. Out of the body, they feel they know they have a realm of clarity. And to come into the body is like as if lowering the vibration, they put it in their language. Does this world inherently reduce our awareness?
This word doesn't, and brain may have put some limitations. We do not need to have all these experiences. You know what? All that happens with the brain, it has priorities. You know, and so it promotes certain focus in certain areas, and so we have to limit. And it may be a good thing that we don't know everything, like what happens in this ND. They know everything that is everyone is thinking, this bit like this kind of thing, and we may not need to know everything that is going on and what is happening all around. And so, brain, it may be a good thing, especially in the iron age. Brain is useful for us.
That makes sense, yeah. And really, with all of um, these accounts, there isn't a knowledge about the soul conscious perspective while in the theatre because the experience it went out, but how to translate it into being here. In fact, there was a question in the form about this. They're aware of spiritual knowledge theoretically, but find it hard to practice in practical life, which you have touched on. But yeah, if there's anything you want to add.
Yes, the homework for us is to reduce our R factor. And as we reduce this R factor, then it will become practical because proportionately the soul consciousness will become natural. And that is what we are meaning. We understand everything, but how can we bring this soul, greatness of the soul into our experience, our own experience first, and into the world, in the life. And then the game is here. Knowledge, as we are saying, emphasizing also, knowledge is like a seed. It's the first step, but it has to be taken to the next level, and then you get the fruit.
This is a connected question. They're curious how to be in the world, speak to others, or should I step away from pointless conversation? And how do I do that without creating upset?
In first priority for us, uh, each situation is unique, and we need to understand where we are, and it may be different in different situations. But the broad principle for us is we have to help ourselves. That is the absolute priority. That is Baba's priority. Your safety, your progress, your spiritual progress, that is more important than pleasing anybody else. Because if you remove Ravan, then you are safe and others are also safe. If you are, you know, in the process of pleasing others, you are crossing the line and feeding Ravan in you, and feeding Ravan of others. That is what is happening. You are pleasing others. They are also Ravan-based lives. Then everyone is in trouble. You are in trouble, and they are also in trouble because Ravan in Ravan is getting bigger. So Baba's priority is you first protect yourselves from your Ravan. That is top priority. Become free, and then it will be good for the world. So if there is some useless chatter going on, and if you feel this is not useful for you, then take the step.
Ultimately helps everyone. So we, everything we're doing generally is we want to give happiness, but at a different, more profound level. Yeah, we have to first help ourselves. It's very helpful. Someone is asking, they're not clear about what the one drop of poison is meaning, perhaps in
Sure.
this context.
Yeah. We use this analogy and used it sometimes in the past. Glass of milk, and if there is one drop of poison, that glass of milk becomes poison. It is not milk anymore. Everything gets spoiled. Glass of milk, but no drop of poison, you get milk. It is nourishing. It has become so positive. Something similar happens in our mind, and that mind is without any of these Ravan's feelings, like no feeling, no emotion of fear, or then you get one kind of mind. But in this mind, you bring one drop of fear, one drop of anger, one drop of sadness, then mind is consumed by that. The whole mind becomes one with fear. That becomes your experience. Your happiness and your peace and contentment, everything disappears. And that fear is the one that dominates. So we call it a drop of poison. So once we cross that line, that Ravan's drop of poison comes. When we are on the other side of the line, in the story, many things happens. Dragons come and dragons go, and fire comes, and many things happen in the story. But you do not have one drop of poison, means one drop of fear or sadness or anger or trauma. There is zero. That mind, it is a divine mind. That mind experiences bliss. That mind knows something different. But as we also see, it's this world also with with different glasses. Everything appears so amazing for him. Every moment appears like a gift. Becomes Sukadham, place of happiness. And you cross that line, same world, outside world is the same, but it becomes a Dukkadham, place of sorrow.
Thank you, very helpful. Okay, there's another question just came in. How to take decisions while being free from drama. I don't have any ambition anymore. Is that okay?
When we are, no, as we said, our aim is not just to remove ambition, or our aim is become soul conscious. That is most important for us. And as you come in that soul awareness, then different enthusiasms come, different ideas come. You are seeing things from above, but you you may like to do things. It is not that no ambition. You want to do things, but you are able to do it in that playful way. You want to do it, but um, you want to win. You also know how to fall. You're playing to win. You're dealing with the big PlayStation.
Follow up. The enthusiasm is okay. What about being in a desireless state?
Yeah, we do not say desire is bad necessarily, but Ravan, this is what we are questioning. Just we have to stop Ravan. That's all. Like right now, we are talking here. There is a desire to talk. We are gathering because there is a desire. But question is it coming from the angel within us, or is it coming from the demon within us? It is literally like that. When you are on the one side, it is the it is angelic you. When you cross the line, Ravan is different. When it is coming from the top, that desire has no element of desperation. You are coming from internally fullness and internal happiness, and there is no desperation. It is desire coming from love, coming from happiness to express. It doesn't become sorrow. It is more like a wish. Wish is a desire, desperation is also a desire. So when you are coming from here, and we need different words for this, more very clear, nice words in every language. When it is coming from here, in it, it is life goes on. You are playing the game, and but you are internally secure anyway. When it is coming from below, it will definitely it is coming from that emptiness and some kind of a desperation, as if everything matters. That is Ravan's energy.
There's a little momentum of questions. I don't know if you want to take one more.
That's okay.
Yeah. Yeah, thank you for the clarification. It's like more we can dissect out the Ravan's motivation with his desperation. It's like a one building we've constructed. We have to deconstruct, construct something clean with a clean foundation of enthusiasm and love and clarity. It's like a new building, completely different. Question. Why is it said in the knowledge, lust is the biggest enemy? Is it not fine if you're loyal to one person? That's just love. Why is it the biggest enemy?
Yeah, sure. In our game is to become soul conscious, and we want to love everyone but souls. That is our aim. When we come into truth, then that is the aim really. So we come in the truth, because in the other side is a story, and there are Cinderella's there, and it is a confusion, Ravan's madness, that he loves Cinderella, but in the process he ignores the real people who are the invisible actors. So we want to come on the right side of the riverside lust, but even we don't want to get caught into some friendship in the drama, and I'm missing someone, there's someone. All of that is a confusion. We are playing the part in the drama, Cinderella part, but we really want our invisible brothers to wake up. If I love them, I want them to come on the right side. I want them to become free from Ravan. So with that aim is our positioning. Lust takes us completely opposite. Lust is Ravan's, energy of madness. He's living in that box. He treats others as bodies. He treats himself as a body. And there is that energy, passion. He thinks it is happiness, but it all takes the soul in a more, intensely in a downward direction. The one who is spiritually clever one who is sensible in this respect, you will see that not not the slightest element of this madness, Ravan's madness, remains. That is what will allow him to go on the other side. Otherwise, it various baits that Ravan offers here. It can be, some cheesecake and something, and you think about cheesecake. That prevents you from going in the other direction. Here we need to, you know, we need to keep our life in a simple life, just for the livelihood of the body, if we want to experience the other side.
You get the cooperation of Ram in this, and that's a joy in itself, isn't it? Taking on these heads of Ravan that the religions couldn't do, actually. It's a message which we don't hear, that this is a path for everyone, not just a few aesthetics. It's challenging, but we have Ram, and the whole process is healthy for all. It's good for everyone, universal. Yeah, interesting. So we'll maybe pause there and we can continue this conversation tomorrow. Any final thoughts? After that, we will have a drill from Madhavan.
Yes, I will go to the drill.
Any
And
homework?
I will ask about the chart tomorrow.
Chart, yes. Yeah,
And
nice to
maybe
have this.
Sarah can show your diary.
This you don't need to buy a tiny notebook, but it's been helping me. Just be a piece of paper, but it gives hope that it can continue, for the self, not for anyone else. Keep it with you. Yeah, enjoy. Look forward to this collective um, intention will be helpful for all of us. Let's go to Madhavan for a message from Bapdada. Thank you.